Hi everyone, in this video tutorial I'm going to go over the new slot filling feature within Botmock that makes sure your intents and variables have the proper information to move a conversation forward. In this case, this is a WeatherBot generic project, but I should mention that the slot filling features are available for all different types of flow projects within Botmock, whether you're creating something for Facebook Messenger or Amazon Alexa or anything that we currently support. So in this case, this is a simple generic chatbot project, and I'm going to show you sort of a live demo here of how it would work in the context of a real project. So we have our simple initial block here. Hello, welcome to the WeatherBot. What is your current location? So we're going to set up the way that it captures the location, and we're also going to set up a way that it captures a name as well. So I'm going to just start by adding the name one here quickly too. What is your name? And basically, we need to make sure that we can properly capture a location before we move forward to capture a name as well. And we're going to do that through the form of an intent in this connector that I'm pointing to right here. We're going to go ahead, we're going to add a new intent, and we're going to call this one the location intent, something simple like that. No training phrases yet, because we need to make sure we have a city variable that we will use in this case to capture the current location. So, or the location that the user enters rather. So here's our city variable. We're going to go down to the built-in city entity. We're going to hit save here. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back into our intent right here, location intent, add some training phrases. We're going to go ahead and do city just like that. And let's say, one option is that the user just says the name of the city and it captures it. But in this case, to show you slot filling properly, let's say they say something that the variable does not recognize when it comes through. They say something like in the city or the city. And that's not really enough information for us to move a conversation forward and give the right data back to the user around weather. So in this case, we're going to make sure this is a required variable in the slot filling section, just like that. And we're going to prompt, what is your city? We're going to make sure it asks the user essentially for clarification within their input. So if they say in the city, it's going to say, what is your city? And then they have to put something in to properly collect the data and save it as a variable and store it for, later use in the conversation. So we're going to hit save here, and we're going to go into this connector, and we're going to set up the location intent. In this case, if all goes right, it should move forward to what is your name. So we're going to jump in here. What is your current location? I'm going to say in the city, the sort of training phrase that we had that isn't, full of information. And then I'm going to say, oh, well, I'm in New York City. And now it's going to capture that as a variable. We can see it here, and it's going to move forward with the conversation. We're going to just wrap this up here by adding the full amount of information to make sure that also, gets everything back to us, both the name and the location. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this conversation with a simple, at the end of all this, it'll say, hi, name, the weather in city is awesome. And we're going to go ahead and quickly create that name intent here so that it captures it. And then also the variable as well. So before we add a training phrase, let's add this as a variable, a simple name variable right here. We're going to go ahead and name, and now we're going to go to the entity type name, which is covered in the city and the name variable are covered in a different video. So make sure to watch those as well to understand the values that are, that we can take here. And now I'm going to go ahead and connect these intents. Actually, let's make sure that everything is set up properly. So yep, let's go ahead in here and do just the name. In this case, we're going to have a non-slot filling example as well, just to show you something that would probably be more common in a live conversation. You might not need it in every single step of the way, just a few places where you need clarification. So the naming part is good. We're just going to leave it like that. We're going to attach the variable or the intent rather, with the variable right here, the name intent, perfect. And now we're going to make sure that the variable is defined within our conversation so that we can call it back after the user enters it. And now we're going to go through a full conversation. So what is your current location? We're going to say in the city. It's going to prompt you as mentioned, New York City. Perfect. What is your name? We're going to have one of the default examples here. And hi, Joe, the weather in New York City is awesome. Thank you very much. And this is how to use slot filling within Botmock.